Right now, I'm holding a platter of fried chicken, beautifully constructed by Chef Marcus Samuelson here at Red Rooster Harlem, and it costs $182. Today, I'm on a mission to dig into the wide-ranging world of soul food, from cheap to expensive and everything in between. The smell is intense. It's pungent.
It is.
And by the end of this video, you'll see the most expensive soul food money can buy in all of New York City. When chefs are inspired by soul food, but they're trying to make something high-end, is there a point at which that food stops being soul food? But first, something much more affordable. Right here in Harlem, a soul food buffet. But this buffet comes with a little twist. Eat as much as you can, as long as you keep paying for it.
Yes.
Asterisk, keep paying. Classic Harlem was once the beating heart of black culture in America, a neighborhood that gave rise to the Harlem Renaissance, jazz legends, and civil rights voices. These days, the demographics have shifted, but its streets still pulse with that creative spirit. And when it comes to food, Harlem is soul food heaven, home to more classic soul food dishes than anywhere else. And at our first stop, you can sample a plateful for under $10.
On the buffet, I think we have 20 hot dishes, and on the salad as well, 20 hot dishes.
Meet the owner, Miss Kim. She grew up in Trinidad and Tobago, then came to the USA chasing the American dream. Does that factor into any of the cuisine here? In 2009, she and her husband opened Jacob Restaurant, serving up their own unique spin on soul food.
It's not exactly the same, but you can find similarities between soul food and Caribbean food. So we don't have chitlins, but we have a form of chitlins. It's called souse.
Sure, I had souse in the Bahamas.
Pigfoot or...
It was sheep head or face.
Okay.
The coolest thing about this place, the food is hot and ready from the moment you step in the door, served up buffet style. One of the major advantages of a place like this is you could sample 10 different foods in one meal. But here, you don't pay a flat fee. You pay by the pound. Now, if you're smart like me, you're gonna go less with the Jell-O and more with the ribs. Jell-O's holding a lot of water. Not as much bang for your buck. Sorry, I have to throw in some buffet tips. And for a city as pricey as New York, this place is a steal, offering a full pound of food for just $9.99.
Since we've opened, we've always had reasonable pricing. We try our best to keep it where our customers can continue to enjoy the affordable food we supply.
Soul food has a long list of iconic dishes, from fried chicken to mac and cheese. But today, we're here for the oxtail. Oxtail is interesting because it's one of those foods that used to be overlooked, and then people turned this into something extremely delicious that has now become something extremely coveted. The market prices are going up because everybody's trying to get it now. To prepare oxtail, the pre-sliced portions are tossed into a pot with water and scallions, onions, a load of spices, and thyme. Are you putting it in a pressure cooker?
We don't cook it in a pressure cooker, no.
So that means you need to braise it even longer.
We do.
Once the meat is nice and tender, heat some oil in a large pan. Toss in onions, green bell peppers, and red bell peppers. Then kick things up with some minced garlic and tomato paste. Stir it through, then pour in enough water to cover everything. Add garlic powder, dried chicken stock, food coloring, and gravy concentrate. Ooh, that's some focused gravy.
We cook it for about 2 to 3 hours, and then we braise it for about 2 hours, so it's soft.
Really soft.
I'm back where the blacktop breathes and brass.
Finally, combine water and cornstarch. Then pour it in to give that sauce its final silky thickness.
Loud in the mouth of death, yeah. This sparks like prophecy,
Today I'm doing an experiment to see, does putting more money into my soul food get me better soul food? You're gonna be with me later today as I eat one of the most expensive soul food dishes I've ever seen. Wow.
Red Rooster.
That's right. Meet Chef Mark, a proud New Yorker who spent decades perfecting his craft. You are the personal chef for Fat Joe, who is now Skinny Joe.
Skinny Slim Joe.
Are you responsible for that?
I'm partly responsible.
After working in kitchens all across the city, he became Fat Joe's personal chef. For you, what is the definition of soul food?
Yeah! To me, it's the love of food, coming from the South. When it comes to oxtails, it comes to chitlins, it comes to pig's feet, because that was the scraps that were given to people back in slavery days. You took everything that was kind of the scraps and made it into something, and it evolved into its own cuisine. So we kind of heightened what the scraps were.
I'm sweating in the back breath smelling like sin.
When eating soul food in New York City, my biggest concern is whether I can handle the spice. Anywhere else though, and it's a much bigger gamble. Whether it's stomach problems or something more serious, finding a doctor should be the last thing that brings you pain. Luckily, it doesn't have to be that way, and that's why I'm proud to introduce ZocDoc, the sponsor of this video.
ZocDoc is a free website where you can search and compare high-quality in-network doctors. Choose the right one for your needs and click to instantly book an appointment. From mental health to dentistry, eye care, skin care, and everything in between. I'll try the spiciest soul food there is, but trying to figure out who will take my insurance? No thank you. With ZocDoc, the info you need is all in one place. They make it easy to book in-network appointments with more than 100,000 healthcare providers. You can even filter for doctors by insurance, location, and specialties, and see reviews by verified patients, so you can choose the best, most convenient care for you. When you've found the doctor you need, check their available slots, choose a time that works for you, and instantly book a visit with just a few clicks. Plus, ZocDoc helps you get appointments fast, typically within just 24 to 72 hours of booking. And you can even score same-day appointments. No need to call doctors' offices and wait on hold. You can do everything online. So before you start doom scrolling at 11 p.m. and misdiagnosing yourself with some rare pirate's disease, just set that appointment. Go to ZocDoc/besteverfood. Now back to that delicious soul food. These are a couple of iconic recipes that you hear about often in soul food: candied yams and oxtail. Now I think we should build up to the oxtail, but first of all, candied yams.
Start by loading yams into a giant pot, then dump in sugar, water, yellow food coloring, and an entire brick of butter. Now bring it all to a boil.
I grew up on candy yams. It is a staple. You gotta have this for the holidays, Easter, Christmas.
To the bridge.
Once the yams are soft, stir in cornstarch dissolved in water to thicken up that sweet buttery sauce.
I think that it's a phenomenal dish because when you do it, it tastes like dessert.
Pour the mixture into a food tray and finish it off with cinnamon and raisins.
Let's try it out.
Cheers. That's not too bad.
Okay, the yam itself is already very sweet. They're not too soft and they're not too hard, but then there's just a nice glaze on there. It's not overly sweet, but just enough to accompany the natural sweetness from the yam. I like it.
It's a good yam too, because even when you don't pick that yam right, you can get a yam and it's kind of not sweet, more like a bitter taste.
It's not ready.
It's not ready. This is ready.
Just like a talent agent. You have to know when they're ready.
That's right.
Like P. Diddy.
He's more than ready. He's been overcooked.
So right here we have the oxtail. Now, they look saucy. I like the amount of meat that I'm seeing around that bone. For me, I don't want to have a bone and then just a little bitty piece of meat around that bone. Like the bigger the diameter around the bone, the better.
Didn't I teach you that word already?
Pause? Okay. I'm talking a lot about bones and meat, and it's all about to go in my mouth. Pause. All right, let's go for it. Mine is not tough at all, especially for not being in a pressure cooker. I'm pretty impressed. I mean, it certainly has some bite to it. It's not falling off the bone, but at least it's not tough. I like the taste of the gravy. It's very salty. There's a bunch of turmeric inside. My fingers are dyed yellow. This is a good food to eat while you're driving.
Yeah, sure. You just drive, pick, throw the bone out the window.
This makes sense for this price point here. I think if they put it in a pressure cooker, it might get a little bit softer, maybe a little bit more gooey. The fat would render down a little bit more because there are some harder chunks of fat or lard just staying in that fatty shape. But overall, satisfying. This was a great start. For the price point, there's a lot going on here. But I'm just getting started.
I ain't at war with myself.
I have a lot more to see today, and by the end of this video, we're gonna reunite at Red Rooster for the most elevated version of soul food that I'll be trying today. You ready?
I'm on with you, brother.
After that oxtail, we're moving on to an even more unusual animal organ. I'm talking about pig intestines. In soul food, this once discarded part of the animal became a dish known as chitlins. And here at Sylvia's, people now pay a pretty penny for the very same dish. A dish pioneered by a soul food legend.
My mom was a person that loved people, and she loved for people to enjoy her cooking.
To learn more about her story and the restaurant she started, I'm joined by the CEO and Sylvia's son, Kenneth,
She felt it was a privilege for her to serve a guest.
and her grandson, Marcus. He's the head chef and the man in charge of delivering top-notch intestines.
The biggest thing about Sylvia's was always like people coming to my grandmother's house, and my grandmother always wanted the highest standard of food because that's what makes people want to be around you. I accepted that role as this is still grandma's house, and as long as people are coming here, they're gonna get the best food from me.
In the early 1900s, millions of Black Americans left the South, carrying their culture, their music, and their food to new cities in the North, a movement known as the Great Migration. One of them was Sylvia Woods, who brought her southern roots to Harlem and built one of the most iconic soul food restaurants in America.
Coming from the South, the town that we grew up in, people took their food so serious. So that's what she brought to Harlem.
When it comes to soul food, there are so many different iconic dishes that belong to that category, but today I'm here for one. Now, if you looked at it written on paper, it might look like chitterlings, but I believe that's not how
We
it's
call it
pronounced.
chitlins.
Yes.
Chitlins.
Chitlins.
Some proper folks say chitterlings.
I don't want to be that proper.
No. Once you eat enough of that, you're not gonna be saying chitterlings anymore. Yeah, no.
To make the chitterlings, or chitlins, first clean the pig's intestines and stomach thoroughly with vinegar. And I do mean thoroughly, or else the odor this organ puts off could be too much to bear.
They come in clean, but you're still gonna clean them regardless because you wanna clean them as much as possible.
Next, move them to a big pot of water. Add celery, onions, and even more vinegar. Then boil for 3 hours. I've never tried this food, but about a year ago, I was in Malaysia and I was eating pig fallopian tubes.
Okay.
Wow, I've never heard of that being eaten, but
Right, so I was eating it across from my good friend Calvin, and as he took a bite, he said,
Not only does it look delicious, but it reminds me of chitlins in the South.
and I just thought, oh man, I haven't tried that food yet. I have tried fallopian tubing, but I've not tried chitlins, so I think it's long overdue. Once cooked, strain and add ice. The ice stops the meat from cooking further and locks in their signature springy texture.
a lot of foreigners will try it when they come to the restaurant. Because when they see the title, they're thinking chicken or something like that, and it's like, no. So when you describe it, they're like, oh, no, that's not what I was getting.
Now chop the intestines and stomach into smaller, more bite-sized pieces. Back into the pot they go, this time with chopped celery, another hit of vinegar, Sylvia's collard green seasoning, chicken rub, black pepper, chili flakes, bay leaves, and salt.
You are eating chitlins, it's something that you grew up eating. But a lot of that upbringing is kind of fading away. A lot of people aren't growing up in the house with Big Mama telling you to eat chitlins.
Finally, scoop them out and serve on a plate as the centerpiece, with the supporting cast of mac and cheese and collard greens on the side. I am about to go on a culinary journey, and you are my guide. Can you tell me what this food means to you and where this fits in with your life or your childhood?
Oh my God. These chitlins, they transport me back to my grandma Amelia's kitchen. Now, chitlins were only served at special occasions. When you saw chitlins on that table, you knew that it was something great either happening or about to happen.
Joining me for this meal, Sylvia's niece, Melba Wilson, the restaurateur, cookbook author, and TV personality known as the new queen of soul food. So this is my first time seeing chitlins in front of me on a plate. The smell is not what I expected. It's a pretty strong, intense, kind of gamey, porky smell.
Yeah, it's pungent.
It's pungent.
It is.
And I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It's been the case with many foods I've tried that they have a strong smell, but then when you eat it, it's a much more mild flavor.
Totally. It's the same thing with chitlins.
I think we should build up to the chitlins and maybe try one of these sides. Which one is speaking to you here?
Oh my God. Well, you know, it's all about them greens, baby. It's all about the greens. So let's go in for the collard greens.
Collard greens trace their roots to Africa, but they found a new home in the American South, where these hardy, loose-leaf cabbages thrived in poor soil. Slow-cooked with bits of pork, they became a cornerstone of traditional soul food.
Collard greens, again, were bitter greens, so a lot of people did not want them. We, again, had to take these and turn them into something that were delicious and delectable.
Let me give it a shot.
Cooked to perfection.
And I love the addition of pork here too. Immediately I can see it and I can
Also
taste it.
stem.
There's pork fat inside. You're getting the animal juices mixed with the
flavor.
greens.
And I love having some stems to give it texture as well.
So you could try to compare it to boiled spinach, but it's more firm. And like you said, the stems give it even a more firm, fibrous texture.
These are really good.
So that leads me to the mac and cheese.
The mac and cheese.
You might think mac and cheese is as American as it gets, but its story starts with Thomas Jefferson's enslaved chef, James Hemings, who learned to make the dish in France and brought the recipe back to Virginia, creating one of America's most loved comfort foods.
Let's go for it. This is some good mac and cheese right here. I love that the cheese is evenly distributed through the mac. This is what you call good eats. Good eats.
Very good.
So good.
Are all these recipes still the same?
Oh, these recipes are the same. The restaurant's just celebrated 63 years.
Sylvia's recipes have remained the same for decades, but the neighborhood around Sylvia's has not.
Me growing up as a kid here in Harlem, a special place. I remember walking down to the Renaissance Ballroom and just waiting to see who would walk out. Would it be James Brown? Would it be Gladys Knight?
What began as a cultural hub for Black America was later devastated by the heroin and crack epidemics.
Got hit terribly by drugs, and it was less desirable to live here.
Now, Harlem is safer, but it's not the same. Gentrification's pushing out some of those who built it, and soon we'll meet a woman fighting to preserve its culture. But first, chitlins.
This is so many chitlins. I've had plenty of intestines in my life. Usually it's a smaller pile.
These are some good chitlins.
The nose experience is very different from the mouth experience. Yes. The olfactory experience is very gamey, it's got a funk to it, and it's intimidating, if I'm honest. When I first smelled it, I go, oh wow, it really still has a lot of intensity to it. But when you put it in your mouth, it's almost like eating a nice stinky piece of cheese. This food is anything but bland.
Oh, it's delicious, it's delectable, it's delightful. It's chitlins, Sonny, it's chitlins.
The texture itself is very soft. Every bite you take, it's like a sponge of juices being squeezed out of the intestines.
Totally. I see you going back for seconds and thirds. You are enjoying the chitlins.
I like it way more than I thought I would.
Yes.
It's really good.
It's amazing.
From chitlins, we're leveling up to a soul food icon, fried chicken. But this is no ordinary fried chicken. In fact, the price for this entire fried chicken platter is $182. So how did they get to that price for something that seems so simple?
Does more money equal better soul food?
Well, I don't think it's as simple as that.
To tell me more, the man behind Red Rooster Harlem, Chef Marcus Samuelsson, whose cooking is known for blending soul food with global influences.
You're born in Ethiopia, but you grow up in Sweden, and you're there for a couple of decades. Can you tell me when and how you got more interested in the types of flavors that you're serving here at Red Rooster?
As a black chef, I always wanted to learn more about black cooking in America and my own identity. Where does that fit into? So that's a long sort of process. It took me 10 years.
Born in Ethiopia, Chef Marcus Samuelsson was adopted to Sweden at age 3, where his grandmother inspired his love for cooking. Following that passion, he moved to Harlem, learning from local diners and legendary black chefs. Red Rooster Harlem is his story on a plate, or should I say, platter.
So the idea of making high-end soul food, it's interesting because many would say, soul food came out of lack. People not having premium cuts of the animal, people having to make do with whatever they had and somehow still making it taste delicious. So how do you marry that with this idea of making food more premium or at a higher level?
Well, it comes down to experience. When you go to a Spanish restaurant in Spain, part of it is the journey and the experience. And Southern cooking, soul food experience, is no different. When you eat at Red Rooster, where we have live music 5-6 nights a week, that is very different than singular eating in a restaurant with no entertainment. We put out platters, but that actually stops our service from going back and forth so many times. It doesn't make a lot of noise for the musicians. We built this with a total experience that we're doing at Red Rooster.
Perfect. Chef, let's go make some chicken.
Right now, I'm going to show you how to make Red Rooster's world famous fried chicken. I got my chicken over here, bone in, which really sets us up to have a really nice, moist chicken. And then I got my bread, we got some regular flour and some cornmeal. That's really the blend of the crunch.
Woke up to the hum of the A-train side.
Spices, some of them secretive, some of them not. Smoked paprika, some dried parsley, some thyme, a little bit of pepper and cumin. You want to blend this up.
From here, each piece of chicken is dredged and sent straight to the fryer.
Then we go down and fry it again. The second fry is what's going to reassure the crunch.
Finally, he finishes with a glaze of honey, lemon, and Berbere seasoning, Chef Marcus Samuelsson's signature touch. On the side, it's served with creamy stone ground grits and macaroni and cheese. The final product, soul food on another level.
When we talk about original cuisines in America, we have a lot of food, but we do not have a lot of original cuisines. So I would say, Native American cooking, soul food is right there. Creole is another original cuisine, right? So it's not a lot of times that you find something that is truly original in cooking.
What about Tater's hot dish?
That's a hit.
Returning for the final meal, Chef Mark. Across from him, Nicole Moore, a writer, activist, and the creative force behind Black Harlem Lives.
So I saw part of this in the kitchen. I saw the fried chicken component, but then you put it in kind of a glaze or a sauce. Can you talk about that?
You were alluded to what does a Swedish guy do in fried chicken, right? And I'm going to tell you.
I didn't say exactly that way.
Right. It's all good. I'm a big boy. I can handle it. First of all, since I wasn't born here, raised here, I didn't have childhood memories to fried chicken. So I had to learn it here. And going over to see Charles at Charles Pan Fried Chicken was the best for me. Harlem didn't need another fried chicken joint. Sure.
I mean, we could always have another one.
Doesn't hurt.
It's not going to hurt us.
We are not going to ever take out Sylvia's. Their bird is their bird. Charles' bird is Charles' bird. But here you're coming for a different experience. And that's what this chicken represents. So it was really about then, okay, where do we do this switch? And for me, it's really about the glaze and about adding in berbere, my Ethiopian side, into it. Berbere is made all over Ethiopia, but it's sun-dried, right? So dried chilies, dried garlic as a base, and then cumin, garlic, ginger.
My mouth is watering.
We're about to jump in, but I want you to just talk about the sides here too.
It's about having fun. So again, mac and cheese, like iconic side, but we twisted it from the beginning, adding in greens into our mac and cheese, and then lobster. And then with the grits, you know, having something that is it's just home. We lean into the bougie. Mark would know about that. I wouldn't know anything about that.
Slightly bougie. Slightly.
This guy? Should we give it a shot?
Yeah, please do.
Just gotta make sure Nicole gets some.
Thank you.
It's like eating with your brothers, you know what I mean? Like they're going in.
I grew up with 5 siblings.
Yeah.
I'm very competitive around the dinner table.
Yes, we're going in. Now it's for free for everybody. Get in.
This is called crazy. This is crazy good.
The mac and cheese in particular.
Crazy good.
I agree.
Instead of macaroni noodles, Chef Marcus applies his own twist with pakeri, a large tube pasta with plenty of surface area for cheese to cling to.
The mac and cheese, excellent, creamy. The lobster fits in seamlessly. It definitely feels like it belongs there. They're meant to be together. It's excellent. I love it.
You know what I love about this fried chicken? It has that crunch.
Crunchy on the outside, moist on the inside.
All right, I'm going for it.
Go for it. All right.
Oh, that's good.
It was like one of those like Jermaine Dupri. Damn, that's good. That's the best side.
So juicy on the inside, extremely crunchy on the outside, but what really sets it apart is that berbere seasoning. It feels like American fried chicken, but then I'm getting the flavors that I've had in the past when I was in Ethiopia. And it's kind of just like all your background, all your experience, all your lived history in one food.
But that's also Harlem, right? When you come as an immigrant, you want to figure out in this big city, where do I belong? New York is this inviting place if you respect it. Because you can't come and copy paste. Harlem would never respect anything or anybody that is just like that.
Speaking of Harlem, you started the Black Harlem Lives initiative, and it came about in 2016 for an interesting reason. Can you talk about that?
In 2016, there was an op-ed in the New York Times that said Black Harlem had come to an end.
Why do you think they said that?
I think people focused on the new Harlem, and they would see maybe a lot of tourists going to Abyssinia, for example, and most of the tourists are white, but they're not the folks that are in the front or second row of the church every Sunday.
Starting in the early 2000s, Harlem went through a wave of gentrification. White newcomers moved in, rents increased, and many longtime black residents were pushed out of their own neighborhoods.
So I started this campaign, and I go around taking photographs of folks in the barbershop, the hair braiders on 125th Street, girls and boys hanging out on the city bikes, enjoying themselves, just to show that we're still here, we're still thriving. So it's just making sure that I honor our spirit and our culture, because we're still creating culture here.
Her goal? To recenter the voices of Harlem's black community, past and present, before they're erased from the narrative.
Have you achieved your goal?
It's ongoing. It's never going to end. And so I'm not going to stop documenting, because the culture is here, but it's always evolving. And even to this day, there's still the pockets that happen on the street corners that if you don't live in this neighborhood, if you don't have relationships, you're not going to have access to that. And that's what I find the most interesting, is what's happening on the corner, what's happening behind buildings, what's happening in the alleys. Like, that's where culture is really formed.
I always talk about the four corners, like the food, the hospitality, the environment, but the last corner is the most important when it comes to Red Rooster. That's Harlem. That thing never changes. It might be different people, but the minute we don't have that, we're done.
Today I ate soul food at 3 different levels. Very affordable, very mid-price, and very expensive. And if I had to choose one, it would be that fried chicken platter at Red Rooster. Here's the deal. Today I learned a lot from Chef Marcus Samuelsson. And what I learned is it's not just about the food. Although let me say, the food, absolutely delicious. That chicken, tender and juicy on the inside, on the outside, crunchy with a delicious sweet Berbere glaze. I liked it. But beyond the food, it was also about the atmosphere, the ambiance, the way the people and the staff make you feel when you walk in the door, about the entertainment, the live music. As you can see throughout the day, as we paid more, it wasn't just the quality of the food that changed. It was also the quality of the experience. But that is just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think downstairs in the comments down below. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. I will see you next time. Peace.